So it finally happened. We finally got to see Negan, and honestly, I had told everybody about this when they were talking about how great the governor was. Now you guys actually get to see that the real bad guy is introduced in Walking Dead. All right, before we go there, I'd like to say this half of the season of Walking Dead has got to be the best one ever, honestly. Like, 'cause Walking Dead has been always known for their filler episodes. Like, you know, I always joke about it. You know, I always put like pictures like this because it's true. Like the Morgan episode, it was boring. It was fucking boring. An hour and a half of pure, utterly boringness. And when Rick and the rest of them went to the Hilltop community and they were making this deal where they were gonna eliminate all the saviors, they probably thought that they were dealing with either the Wolves or Woodrow. They thought like, yeah, we dealt with Woodrow. We dealt with Terminus, we dealt with the Wolves, and you know, we could take them on. But then when you realize that this episode, when Rick got captured with everybody, he just had that look like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And honestly, a little credit where credit's due. I've got the actor's name. Somebody please comment below. But it's not Negan's second in command, because I know Dwight is. But the guy in this episode, the one that was calling the shots before Negan was introduced, that is the voice of motherfucking Trevor from Grand Theft Auto. Because as soon as he started talking, I was like, holy shit, it's motherfucking Trevor. And that is fucking perfect, honestly. You got Trevor trying to give these warnings to Rick that this is his final day to live. With this episode, you could tell that they were on the search for Carol, but then it became an issue where Maggie is becoming ill and she might die. So what they gotta do is, since Denise died, who was the Alexandria doctor, they gotta get to the Hilltop doctor and they gotta go save her. Rick, when he looked at it, I don't know what's gonna happen with Alexandria, because it only has the B+ team. I have to call him that, because Rick really took all the A gamers. Like, you know, he couldn't take Daryl, he couldn't take Glenn, he couldn't take Michonne, because all four of them already went out there. Like Daryl went out there, and Rosita, Glenn, and Michonne went to go chase him down, and then they got caught by Dwight, which was on the last week's episode. But then this week, you know, Rick was like, all right, I got Abraham. And he's like, oh fuck, I ran out of everybody. Carl, just time, Carl. I'm running out of people. But then you find out, like when Rick is trying to go into the RV, that you have volunteers. You have Aaron. You know, Aaron feels that he owes a lot to Maggie. And then you have Eugene. Eugene is stepping up totally. Like, I remember when everybody said Eugene was worthless and all that. I mean, even I thought Eugene was worthless at the time. I thought he was only good for knowing stuff, but that's about it. But when it came to hand-to-hand combat and all that, you know, he just, you know, you saw how he ran. You saw how he ran last year. He was like, you know, he's like running like that, you know. And speaking about stepping up, there were a huge amount of Gabriel haters. Yes, I like to call you guys hashtag Father Gabriel haters. And honestly, I was one too, because Father Gabriel was that kind of person where he was like, he was saying one thing, but then he was doing another, and then he was undermining the group, and then he was all doing what's best for him, and you know, and when he went to Rick, and he was like, do you really trust me with, you know, with Alexandria? First, he told Rick the plan. If anything bad happens to Alexandria, they know the exact escape routes, but the number one thing is to take Judith. He made sure that Judith is the number one priority when they do get attacked, and Rick, you know, I guess Rick really liked hearing that. And when he asked him that question, like, do you really trust Alexandria in my hands? And Rick was like, yeah. This episode really showed that the group that was in Alexandria are really molding together, like closer than ever before, because of all the disasters that they dealt with people trying to mold together. There are also people trying to break away, in which we get to Carol. Carol basically wanted to leave. When this whole thing started, I thought it was like an act. I thought like she was like pretending to hyperventilate in order to like escape. But then you realize that she really is hyperventilating. She is like breaking down, but she's, you know, trying to get a grip, not cause those that really mean to her harm. And she just chose to leave it all together, like to be like a nomad. When Morgan became the new guy. Out of all the madness, they needed like a voice of reason, so I guess Morgan became the voice of reason. When he found Carol and she's telling him to leave her alone like several times, and then when she finally got attacked by one of the saviors, and the guy is shooting her. Like, honestly, like, I thought she was gonna die. Like as soon as she's laughed at his face about not caring about death, I really thought the guy was going, oh, wait, fine, fuck you, you know, shoot her or whatever. But if it wasn't for Morgan, Carol would have been dead. and we would have lost a really great character. So I guess we got to thank Morgan for that. The two guys that are introduced in this scene, I was asking, I don't know. I'm going to ask you guys, because I remember when Rick encountered one of them, and he thought they were the Hilltop community. Now, I don't remember the Hilltop community wearing that kind of gear. I mean, I remember them having like sticks and knives and shit like that, but I really think, and this is probably gonna be a little spoiler, I really think they're gonna introduce the character Ezekiel, the guy with the fucking tiger. I really think those two guys were actually his soldiers, and you're gonna find another community that's along the way. When they casted Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, oh shit, you know, that's perfect casting. All shit went down. We're talking about like everybody that was captured by the Saviors was in that fucking circle, like the line, whatever, that they put it on their knees, waiting for fucking Negan to come out and to introduce himself, find out what's going on, what's gonna happen next. And before I even get to that, where the fuck is Tara? Honestly, has anybody seen Tara? Because when Denise died, they haven't showed Tara, they haven't showed her. Like, I don't even know how she reacted to Denise's death. Because we all know that the people from Alexandria knew about it because Carl's talking about it, unless Rick is keeping a very close conversation about it. And he doesn't want Tara to find out, but where the hell is she? I mean, I thought she was a big team player with Alexandria. The people who did get captured, we're just gonna run the list right now. You got Rick, you got Carl, you got Daryl, you got Michonne, you got Glenn, you got Maggie, you got Aaron, Eugene, Abraham, Rosita, Sasha. I think that's it, yeah, 11 people. You got 11 people. You knew somebody was gonna get their head bashed in when Negan was introduced, and the number one person that everyone was talking about was Glenn. Because in the comics, Negan kills Glenn. Now, however, because the way they ended this was so brilliant, but it sucks at the same time because it makes you wonder. This is like The Simpsons all over again of who shot Mr. Burns, but you're wondering, who did Negan kill? Because you're seeing it through a POV version of Negan with the bat go clap, and then you saw blood just like running down the screen, and then you see it go clap, clap, clap. Now, when you look at it, I'm gonna be assured to you right now, it ain't Carl and it ain't Rick, because before Negan hit the shot into the screen, he actually says, if anybody says anything, rip out the kid's eye and then we'll force feed it to his father. So that means Rick is automatically taken out of the equation. Who do you guys actually believe met their fate? If you guys ask me, since we're playing this, I'm gonna give you guys 3 choices because the fact that it is 11 people that we're dealing with. Daryl is my number 1. It used to be Glenn because of the fact of the comic book, but Daryl is my number 1, and this is the reason why. It's because when you look at the video, he's like, it's always a POV shot of somebody trying to open up their eyes, like when the commercials, like after the commercials, when it came back to The Walking Dead, it's somebody trying to open their eyes. And then you found out at the very last shot, when they did that, you saw a hand grab the camera, and it was Dwight, and he rips out, you realize it's Daryl, and then it goes back to another POV shot. Kind of a coincidence. Who do you guys actually think is gonna die? Let me know on the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you really think it's gonna be Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, or even somebody else from the group. Until then, like I always say in every one of my videos, keep it brutal.